From the very dawn of creation, an invisible war has raged quietly beneath the surface of human history, a fierce battle between darkness and light, between truth and deception. It is a struggle so subtle yet so profound that most people go their entire lives without ever recognizing its presence. In the midst of this cosmic conflict, certain individuals have been marked, chosen and set apart for a divine purpose far greater than anything the world can offer. Yet here's the startling truth. Most of these chosen individuals never fully realize it. They drift through life feeling misunderstood, often struggling, wrestling with a deep sense of isolation, uncertain of their purpose, lost in a world obsessed with money, status, and superficial definitions of success. But what if you were one of these chosen ones? What if since childhood, divine signs had quietly been revealing your destiny, yet you either ignored them or simply failed to recognize their profound meaning? What if every struggle you've endured, every victory you've celebrated, every moment of loneliness you've experienced was actually part of a divine, carefully orchestrated plan? Today, you're about to uncover a truth so powerful, so life-changing, that your entire perspective on life may shift forever. If you've ever sensed a divine presence guiding you, if you've ever felt out of place in a world consumed by materialism, wealth, and luxury, pay close attention, because your life holds a purpose far greater, far richer, and far more impactful than anything this world can offer. But first, if you haven't already, I invite you to join our community. Subscribe right now and turn on notifications, because what you're about to discover are truths that can redefine your understanding of who you are and who you were always meant to be. And if you're ready, comment below right now, declaring this powerful affirmation over your life. I trust that God will grant me victory to overcome every obstacle. Each comment will receive a heart from me, as a symbol of standing together in faith. Chosen from the womb, your destiny precedes your birth. From the very moment of your creation, long before you ever drew your first breath or took your first steps, a divine purpose was already woven deeply into your being. Your life was not an accident, not merely the result of chance or circumstance, but a deliberate act of God's perfect design. Jeremiah 1:5 says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." This profound truth is more than just poetic. It reveals a spiritual law that applies to every soul marked by the hand of God. Consider Moses, whose life was threatened from his earliest moments. Pharaoh sought to extinguish his life because darkness recognized his destiny even before he himself did. Yet God protected him, placing him safely into the arms of Pharaoh's daughter, shielding him within the very palace that sought his destruction. Moses' destiny wasn't determined by his circumstances, but by the divine calling that was upon him even before birth. Likewise, Joseph's life illustrates this truth vividly. As a young boy, he was given dreams and visions of greatness, yet instead of support and encouragement, he received rejection and betrayal. His own brothers sold him into slavery, unaware they were pushing him toward his divine purpose. It was these very trials, orchestrated not by chance but by divine intention, that prepared him for his eventual rise to leadership. Just like Moses and Joseph, you too have a calling placed upon your life before your very first breath. Your struggles, your challenges, the times you felt isolated or misunderstood were never mere accidents. They were divine signals pointing toward a greater purpose. Many people misunderstand these early hardships, seeing them as misfortune or random cruelty, when in reality, they are evidence of destiny. The enemy recognizes your potential before you do, striving to discourage and derail you from the path you were born to walk. If you've ever felt different, if you've carried within you a deep, unspoken awareness that your life holds greater meaning, pay attention. Your story was written by the Creator himself, each page filled with intentionality, each moment preparing you to step fully into your calling. The battles you have faced since childhood are not pointless. They are confirmation of your divine identity. Your life's struggles and victories alike are carefully woven threads forming the tapestry of your purpose, a destiny that has been calling to you from the womb. The purpose, greater than wealth. God's true definition of success. We live in a world captivated by the allure of wealth, constantly reinforcing the message that true success is defined by riches, status, and material gain. From our earliest days, society conditions us to chase after possessions, believing that luxury and prosperity are the ultimate keys to happiness and security. Yet, how many people reach these heights only to discover an emptiness that no amount of wealth or comfort can fill? God's definition of success stands in stark contrast to the world's shallow measures. It isn't rooted in bank accounts, luxury cars, or lavish lifestyles. Rather, it is anchored deeply in purpose, calling, and lasting spiritual impact. Consider the life of Moses. Raised amidst the unparalleled riches of Pharaoh's palace, he possessed every imaginable luxury. Yet within him burned an unmistakable longing, a divine yearning to fulfill a purpose far beyond his royal privileges. His heart was never truly satisfied until he stepped away from the grandeur of Egypt and embraced the call to liberate God's people. Similarly, Esther enjoyed a life of opulence in a royal palace, yet it wasn't until she courageously embraced her divine purpose, risking everything to save her people, that she found true fulfillment. This profound reality reveals that true abundance is not measured by material accumulation, but by alignment with God's purpose. The world glorifies wealth as the ultimate sign of achievement. Yet countless people who have chased financial success remain restless and fearful, constantly anxious about losing what they have gained. Conversely, those who walk confidently in their God-given purpose experience a peace and satisfaction unmatched by earthly riches. They carry a powerful presence, clarity of direction, and inner peace that money simply cannot buy. Their success is eternal, echoing far beyond temporary wealth. If you have ever sensed an inner longing for something more meaningful than worldly success, it is because your spirit recognizes a calling greater than riches, a divine purpose that surpasses the fleeting comforts of luxury. This is God's true definition of success. Living fully and courageously in alignment with the purpose for which you were uniquely created. Childhood signs of a divine calling, hidden in plain sight. Childhood is a sacred stage of life, where the purest, most authentic version of ourselves emerges long before the world imposes its definitions of success or limitations. It is during these tender years that God often plants seeds of destiny, quietly placing signs of a divine calling within a child's heart. Yet tragically, most people overlook these early whispers, dismissing them as mere imagination, coincidence, or the naive dreams of youth. Consider Joseph, who experienced prophetic dreams as a boy, visions that revealed his future greatness. Yet, instead of being nurtured, he was met with jealousy and rejection. His brothers saw arrogance in those dreams. God saw purpose. Samuel, too, experienced a divine calling at a young age, hearing God's voice clearly, even though initially neither he nor Eli, the priest, fully grasped its meaning. Solomon, as a young man, was given wisdom surpassing his age, a clear indication of his divine assignment to lead with insight and understanding. Many of us share this experience, moments from childhood where our hearts resonated differently from our peers, times when we felt out of place because our dreams, passions, or gifts didn't align with worldly expectations. Perhaps you were drawn to spirituality while others chased popularity, felt compassion deeply in a world often indifferent, or held ideas and dreams that seem beyond your years. Yet, society often dismisses these signs as mere childhood fantasies, encouraging conformity to standards measured by money, status, and material possessions. But nothing in God's plan is accidental. Every unique desire, every distinct gift placed in you from childhood serves as a divine marker, revealing glimpses of your greater purpose. Those early signs, those feelings of difference or moments of clarity, were intentional whispers from heaven, guiding you toward a calling bigger than worldly riches or temporary pleasures. Your childhood experiences were not coincidences. They were God's gentle whispers, guiding you toward a destiny uniquely crafted for your life. Recognizing these signs now can transform your understanding of every struggle and victory, illuminating the purpose that has been within you since your earliest days. Why the enemy targets the chosen early. Why some people seem to face relentless struggles, even from their earliest years, while others live seemingly untouched by adversity. This is no accident. It's a targeted attack from an enemy who recognizes destiny long before it becomes evident. From the earliest stages of life, those chosen by God often encounter intense opposition designed to discourage, weaken, and distract them from their divine purpose. Consider Moses. Before he could even speak, Pharaoh ordered the execution of all Hebrew baby boys, desperate to eliminate Israel's future deliverer. Or Jesus, who, as an infant, faced King Herod's ruthless massacre aimed specifically at silencing the Messiah before his light could shine into the darkness. These attacks reveal a spiritual reality. The enemy fears not the person you currently are, but the powerful impact you will have when fully aligned with God's purpose. Your hardships, struggles, rejections, and battles aren't random. They're strategic attempts by darkness to prevent you from stepping into your calling. The enemy doesn't attack those who pose no threat. He targets those marked for greatness. Perhaps you've experienced inexplicable challenges since childhood: rejection, betrayal, loneliness, or seemingly endless struggles. Know this: these attacks weren't meant to destroy you, but to derail your purpose. The enemy's greatest fear is that you'll discover your true identity and rise above the distractions of worldly success, money, luxury, and superficial achievements to fulfill a purpose greater than yourself. But here's the empowering truth: God never allows opposition without purpose. Every battle you've endured has strengthened you, shaped your character, and prepared you to carry the weight of your calling. The attacks aren't proof of weakness, they are evidence of your strength and potential. If the enemy has fought you fiercely, it's because he sees the impact you're destined to have. Embrace this truth, for recognizing it will free you from discouragement, igniting within you a powerful determination to step fully into your divine destiny. The development through trials. How God shapes the chosen. Every chosen life experiences a season of testing, a journey through the fires of hardship that shapes character, strengthens faith, and prepares the heart for divine destiny. To the world, struggles may seem like setbacks, evidence that something has gone wrong. But in God's hands, trials are never wasted. They are carefully orchestrated preparations for purpose. Consider Joseph, whose dreams of leadership and greatness were met with betrayal, slavery, and imprisonment. Each painful step he endured was not punishment but preparation, training him to govern Egypt with compassion, humility, and divine wisdom. David, anointed as king in his youth, spent years fleeing persecution and surviving in the wilderness before ever ascending to the throne. These harsh trials weren't meant to break him. They were divine training, building the courage and humility he would need to lead God's people. Even Moses, raised in the luxury and privilege of Pharaoh's palace, was driven into the wilderness for 40 years, stripped of earthly comfort to learn total reliance on God alone. Many who are called wonder why their path has been marked by so much hardship and pain. They look around and question why others seem to achieve success easily, living comfortable lives filled with riches and luxury, while they struggle and suffer. But here's the divine truth. Trials are not punishments, they're preparation. They shape you, mold you, and refine you into the person you were always meant to become. God never sends unprepared leaders into their purpose. He never gives untested warriors victory. Every challenge you have faced, every painful experience, every season of isolation has had purpose, equipping you to sustain the weight of your destiny. So, don't despise your hardships, embrace them. They're not proof that you've been forgotten. They're proof you've been set apart. God's greatest leaders have always been forged through adversity, strengthened in seasons of struggle, prepared in moments of pain. If your journey has been filled with difficulty, rejoice, because the magnitude of your trials is merely an indication of the greatness of your calling. Childhood gifts. Recognizing your divine abilities. Early. From the earliest moments of life, God begins to plant unique, powerful gifts within each chosen individual. Divine clues of the purpose they are destined to fulfill. Often, these gifts appear subtly, manifesting as unusual talents, deep compassion, or spiritual insight far beyond one's years. Samuel, as a young boy, heard the clear voice of God in a time when others heard only silence. Solomon displayed extraordinary wisdom even in youth, choosing understanding over material gain, and because of that, God granted him not just wisdom, but unparalleled prosperity. These gifts were not random, they were divine markers pointing directly to their calling. Similarly, the gifts placed within you since childhood were never accidental. Perhaps you've always had the ability to inspire and encourage others, felt drawn to helping the suffering, or possessed talents that others couldn't understand. Yet society often pressures people to ignore these divine abilities, pushing them instead toward wealth, luxury, and superficial measures of success. How many gifted people waste their lives chasing empty dreams defined by money, never realizing that their true fulfillment lies in serving a greater purpose. Your childhood gifts, those innate talents and passions, were never random. They were carefully placed within you by God Himself. If you've ever felt different, more sensitive, wiser, or uniquely driven towards spiritual or compassionate goals, it's because you were designed to do something significant for the kingdom. Your fulfillment won't come from accumulating wealth or status. It will flow from using those gifts to serve and uplift others, fulfilling the very mission for which you were created. Recognize these gifts, embrace them boldly, and watch how God transforms your potential into powerful purpose, bringing a fulfillment no amount of worldly success could ever provide. There comes a time when the chosen can no longer remain hidden, when the calling they've carried quietly within becomes undeniable. Moses left the luxury of Egypt, David stepped forward to face Goliath, and Jesus walked boldly into his mission. Their purpose overshadowed fear, their calling outweighed every temptation of worldly wealth and status. Today, it's your turn. Will you remain distracted by worldly pursuits, wealth, luxury, and temporary pleasures, or will you courageously embrace your divine destiny? Your struggles, your uniqueness, your isolation, they've all prepared you for this moment. God's call has always been there, whispering through the chaos of life. Now it's your turn. Will you answer? If this message resonates deeply with your soul, don't hesitate to share your thoughts in the comments. Declare your commitment, and if this touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share this with someone who needs encouragement, someone who feels lost, someone waiting to discover their divine calling. Because when the chosen finally step into their purpose, the world changes forever.
Have you ever wondered if your blood type could be more than just a biological marker? Perhaps a key to unlocking the spiritual secrets of our ancestors and our place in the universe? Throughout history, many civilizations have believed that blood carries more than just life. It carries energy, wisdom, and even the echoes of distant stars. What if your blood type connects you to an ancient civilization, a lost kingdom, or even celestial origins beyond Earth? This journey will take you deep into the unseen realms of your heritage, revealing how your blood type may be the bridge between the physical and spiritual world. From the mystical lands of Atlantis and Lemuria to the celestial knowledge of the Pleiades and Sirius, your blood type might hold clues to your past and your soul's mission in this lifetime. Let's explore these fascinating connections and uncover what your blood type reveals about your cosmic origins. Blood type O, the keepers of ancient wisdom. Across the vast expanse of time, echoes of ancient civilizations still whisper through the ages, carried not in the wind, but within the very lifeblood of those who walk the earth today. If you have blood type O, you may be one of the few who bear the imprints of these lost worlds, the wisdom of Atlantis, the spiritual mastery of Lemuria, and the sacred knowledge of ancient Egypt. Your existence is a bridge between past and present, your soul deeply intertwined with the mysteries of civilizations that once flourished in divine harmony with the cosmos. Throughout history, many spiritual seekers, mystics, and visionaries have been believed to share this blood type, not by mere coincidence, but as part of a greater cosmic design. Type O individuals possess an innate sensitivity to energies and vibrations, an ability to perceive beyond the veil of ordinary reality. Their intuition is heightened, often manifesting as gut feelings, prophetic dreams, or an uncanny sense of knowing things without being told. This deep-rooted connection to the unseen makes them natural healers, empaths, and spiritual guides, souls who have returned lifetime after lifetime to share the ancient truths hidden within their DNA. If you are of blood type O, your spiritual awakening is not something you must seek externally. Rather, it is already within you, waiting to be activated. To harness your full potential, grounding yourself in the energy of the earth is essential. Walking barefoot on the grass, meditating near trees, or simply sitting in silence amidst nature allows you to reconnect with the very forces that once empowered the great civilizations of the past. The earth holds a stabilizing force, balancing the immense sensitivity that often accompanies your psychic abilities. Equally important is the activation of your third eye chakra, the center of intuition and higher consciousness. Deep meditation focused on this energy center, located between your eyebrows, allows you to access the wisdom encoded in your soul. As you quiet your mind and tune into this space, you may begin to receive visions, symbols, or even messages from guides beyond the physical realm. Whispers of Atlantis, teachings from Egyptian priests, or the flowing energy of Lemurian healers. These experiences are not mere imagination, but remnants of a knowledge that is far older than recorded history. Visualization is another powerful tool for awakening your latent abilities. By mentally transporting yourself to the lost cities of Atlantis, standing before the Great Pyramids, or feeling the pulsating energy of sacred temples, you activate the dormant memories embedded in your spiritual DNA. These journeys are not just fantasy, they are a form of soul retrieval, calling back wisdom and experiences from lifetimes you may not consciously remember. With each visualization, you strengthen your connection to these forgotten civilizations, allowing their knowledge to flow through you once more. Above all, trust in your intuition. The world may often dismiss the unseen as coincidence or imagination, but you know better. Your instincts, emotions, and inner guidance are not random. They are a direct link to the wisdom of your ancestors. By listening to this inner voice, you step into your true role as a guardian of ancient knowledge, a keeper of spiritual truths long forgotten by the modern world. Your path is one of great responsibility, but also of immense purpose. As you awaken to your cosmic heritage, you not only uncover the mysteries of your own existence, but also illuminate the way for others. By embracing your gifts, you bridge the mystical past with the tangible present, ensuring that the sacred wisdom of the ancients will never be lost. Blood type A, the star-born seekers of Pleiades. There is a quiet longing in the hearts of those with blood type A, a yearning that cannot be explained by earthly origins alone. If you belong to this bloodline, you may have always felt different, as if your soul remembers something beyond this world. This is because, according to ancient spiritual traditions, those with blood type A are believed to have a celestial lineage that traces back to the Pleiades, the dazzling star cluster known in mythology as the home of enlightened beings. This deep connection to the cosmos manifests in an insatiable curiosity about the universe, a pull toward ancient myths, and an unshakable sense that there is more to existence than what meets the eye. Your spiritual essence resonates with the wisdom of the Druids, the mysteries of Norse mythology, and the sacred teachings of nature-based traditions. You are a seeker, one who feels an innate drive to explore, understand, and uncover truths hidden beneath the surface. Perhaps you have always been drawn to ancient texts, fascinated by sacred symbols, or mesmerized by the night sky. These are not mere coincidences. They are echoes of your starry heritage, calling you to remember who you are. To awaken your celestial potential, your journey must involve both inner and outer exploration. One of the most powerful ways to activate your soul's memories is through sacred pilgrimage. Visiting ancient sites like Stonehenge, Machu Picchu, or the quiet groves of old forests can stir something deep within you, unlocking energies that have long lain dormant. These places, rich with history and spiritual significance, act as portals, doorways through which you can access the wisdom of your ancestors and the starry realms that seeded your existence. Beyond physical journeys, your spiritual activation also requires connection to the celestial realm. Starlight meditation is one of the most effective ways to attune yourself to your cosmic origins. Sitting beneath the vast expanse of the night sky, allow yourself to feel the energy of the stars, especially the Pleiades, flowing into your being. Visualize their radiant light streaming down, filling you with knowledge, guidance, and ancient insight. This practice not only deepens your intuitive abilities, but also strengthens your bond with the divine forces that have guided you across lifetimes. Your soul speaks a language that is not confined to words alone. It expresses itself through art, music, and storytelling, mediums that allow the wisdom of your cosmic ancestors to flow through you. Whether through painting, writing, composing music, or any form of creative expression, you can tap into messages that transcend time and space. These creations are not merely artistic works. They are coded transmissions, carrying the energy and wisdom of your starborn lineage. However, being deeply connected to higher realms also means heightened sensitivity. As an empathic soul, you may often feel overwhelmed by the emotions of others or the chaotic energy of the modern world. This is why grounding is essential. Spending time in nature, practicing breath work, or simply maintaining a peaceful, harmonious environment can help you navigate this delicate balance between the physical and spiritual worlds. By protecting your energy and honoring your need for solitude, you allow yourself to stay aligned with your true purpose. By embracing this path, you step into your role as a luminary, one who not only seeks truth, but also illuminates it for others. As you deepen your connection to the stars, you become a bridge between the cosmic and the earthly, a guiding light for those who are ready to remember their own celestial origins. In walking this journey with intention and reverence, you fulfill the destiny woven into your very being, the destiny of a starborn seeker. Blood type B, the mystics of Sirius. For those with blood type B, there is an undeniable pull toward the mystical, a deep yearning to uncover the hidden wisdom of the universe. This is no coincidence, as many believe that individuals with this blood type are connected to Sirius, the brilliant star system that has been venerated by ancient cultures as a source of divine knowledge and enlightenment. From the Dogon tribe of Africa, who held an inexplicably advanced understanding of Sirius's celestial movements, to the Egyptians, who associated it with their gods, and the Mayans, who called it the Star of Wisdom, this celestial body has long been recognized as a beacon of higher consciousness. If you have blood type B, your soul is intricately linked to this cosmic heritage, carrying within it the energy of the Sirius system and the teachings of those who once walked the earth in harmony with its wisdom. As a mystic and healer, you are naturally attuned to the unseen forces that flow through all things. Your presence alone often brings comfort and peace to those around you, as if you emanate an energy that soothes and restores balance. People may be drawn to you without knowing why, instinctively sensing your ability to hold space for healing and transformation. Your path is one of deep spiritual exploration, where you are called to uncover ancient knowledge, practice the healing arts, and bridge the gap between the physical and spiritual worlds. To fully step into your cosmic role, it is essential to awaken and activate your heart chakra. This energy center, located at the middle of the chest, is the gateway to unconditional love, compassion, and divine wisdom. Meditation focused on this chakra can help you deepen your connection to the Sirius system and allow the loving frequencies of that star to flow through you. Visualizing a radiant green or pink light expanding from your heart can enhance your ability to give and receive energy, strengthening your natural gifts of empathy and healing. Beyond meditation, you may feel a strong calling toward energy healing practices, modalities that allow you to channel, balance, and restore energy in others. Whether through Reiki, crystal healing, sound therapy, or other alternative healing techniques, your hands and spirit possess a unique ability to facilitate deep transformation. Working with these healing methods will not only amplify your spiritual power, but also help you fulfill your role as a guardian of harmony in a chaotic world. Your spiritual connection is also deeply rooted in nature. Unlike those who seek wisdom solely from books or teachings, you find truth in the rhythm of the natural world. Being near forests, rivers, mountains, or the ocean allows you to recharge and attune yourself to the energy that flows through all living things. The trees whisper ancient secrets, the waves sing cosmic lullabies, and the wind carries messages from the stars. By immersing yourself in these sacred spaces, you unlock a deeper understanding of the universe and your place within it. However, as someone with heightened sensitivity, protecting your energy is just as important as sharing your gifts. You are naturally receptive to the emotions and vibrations of those around you, which can sometimes leave you feeling drained or overwhelmed. Setting energetic boundaries through grounding exercises, protective visualization techniques, or even simply taking time for solitude is crucial in maintaining your balance. Just as a healer must care for themselves before they can care for others, you must safeguard your own energy so that you can continue to uplift those who seek your light. By embracing these practices, you align yourself with the divine wisdom of Sirius, walking the path of the mystic with grace and purpose. You are not just a seeker of knowledge, but a transmitter of celestial truths, a healer who brings light where there is darkness, and a guardian of energies that extend beyond time and space. In honoring your cosmic legacy, you fulfill your destiny as a bridge between worlds, guiding others toward healing, harmony, and the infinite wisdom of the stars. Blood type AB, the divine alchemists. Among all blood types, AB is the rarest and most enigmatic, embodying a fusion of energies that sets its bearers apart from the rest of humanity. If you have blood type AB, you are not easily defined by conventional categories. You exist between worlds, both mystical and material, light and shadow, intuition and logic. Your soul is a bridge between opposites, uniquely positioned to weave together energies that others perceive as separate. While this dual nature can sometimes make you feel like an outsider, it is also your greatest gift, for you are meant to unify, to reconcile, and to reveal the deep interconnectedness of all things. Your spiritual journey is one of duality and balance, requiring you to embrace both the tangible and the ethereal aspects of existence. You have the ability to see the unseen, to understand multiple perspectives, and to hold space for paradoxes that others struggle to reconcile. This makes you a natural mediator, a healer of divisions, and an alchemist of energy. However, this path also demands that you cultivate inner harmony, for without balance, the pull of opposing forces can leave you feeling torn between extremes. To fully awaken your divine alchemical potential, you must first explore the practice of non-duality meditation. The universe does not function in rigid binaries of good and evil, light and dark. It flows through an intricate dance of interwoven energies. By meditating on the interconnectedness of all things, you can transcend limiting perceptions and access a higher state of awareness. Imagine yourself dissolving into pure energy, merging with the cosmos and understanding that every force, whether perceived as positive or negative, has its purpose in the grand design. As an individual who walks between worlds, you are also a deeply sensitive empath. You feel the emotions of others intensely, often absorbing their pain, joys, and struggles as if they were your own. This emotional depth allows you to offer profound understanding and comfort, but it also requires you to develop strong self-protection techniques. Without proper boundaries, your energy can become overwhelmed by external forces, leading to exhaustion or emotional turbulence. Learning to balance empathy with self-preservation is a crucial part of your spiritual mastery, one that allows you to serve as a guide without losing yourself in the process. Another defining trait of those with blood type AB is their visionary insight. You have a natural ability to see beyond the surface of reality, detecting patterns, energies, and truths that others overlook. This makes you an exceptional mentor, someone who can help others navigate their own spiritual paths with wisdom and clarity. Whether through teaching, counseling, or simply offering a fresh perspective, your presence has the power to illuminate hidden possibilities and guide others toward a deeper understanding of themselves and the universe. But perhaps the most profound aspect of your soul's mission is alchemy and transformation, the ability to blend and harmonize seemingly opposing energies to create something entirely new. Throughout history, alchemists sought to transmute base metals into gold. Yet the deeper truth of their work was not material but spiritual, the refinement of the soul into its highest form. You carry the same energy within you, constantly evolving, transforming challenges into wisdom, and reshaping reality in ways that transcend ordinary perception. By embracing this path, you step into your role as a beacon of unity, reminding others that all forces in the universe are interconnected. You show that light cannot exist without shadow, that wisdom arises from both reason and intuition, and that the greatest power lies not in choosing sides, but in harmonizing the whole. In walking this journey with awareness, you fulfill your purpose as a divine alchemist, one who bridges worlds, transforms energies, and reveals the infinite potential that lies in the unity of all things. Or negative blood, the starseeds of the unknown. If you have or negative blood, you may have spent much of your life feeling different, as if you don't entirely belong in this world. There is a reason for this. A deeper truth that many believe connects our negative individuals to something far beyond Earth. Some spiritual traditions suggest that those with this rare blood type are starseeds, souls with origins that trace back to other realms, other dimensions, or even distant celestial civilizations. Unlike those who feel at home in the patterns and structures of this world, you have always sensed that reality is far more mysterious than what is commonly accepted. You are drawn to the unexplained, the mystical, and the forbidden, compelled to seek knowledge that lies beyond the boundaries of conventional understanding. This deep sense of being different is not an accident. It is part of your cosmic blueprint. From an early age, you may have questioned everything: societal norms, history, religion, and even the very fabric of existence. You have an intuitive sense that there is more to reality than what is taught, and this restless curiosity propels you toward the hidden truths of the universe. Unlike many who accept what they are told without question, you seek answers in ancient texts, esoteric teachings, and spiritual philosophies that others might dismiss as strange or impractical. To embrace your cosmic role, you must first explore the paranormal and the unknown without fear. Your attraction to lost civilizations, secret societies, extraterrestrial theories, and mystical practices is not a mere coincidence. It is an encoded part of your soul's mission. Whether through studying sacred geometry, ancient prophecy, or quantum metaphysics, you are meant to uncover the deeper workings of the universe and challenge the mainstream narratives of reality. Developing your intuition is also essential. You are naturally gifted with an inner knowing that transcends logic. But to fully unlock this gift, you must cultivate it. Meditation, dream work, and divination practices, such as tarot, astrology, or scrying, can help you access the hidden layers of consciousness where ancient knowledge resides. Pay attention to synchronicities and subtle signs from the universe. They are guiding you toward greater awareness. Perhaps one of the greatest challenges for arch-negative individuals is the feeling of isolation, a sense of standing apart from the world, as if your energy doesn't fully align with those around you. But this uniqueness is not a flaw, it is your strength. Instead of trying to conform or suppress your differences, recognize that you were never meant to walk the same path as others. You are here to forge a new one, to break away from outdated paradigms and introduce perspectives that others might not yet be ready to accept. Your purpose may not fit neatly into the expectations of society, but that is because you are a trailblazer, someone who illuminates hidden truths, expands human consciousness, and brings forward knowledge that challenges and transforms the world. By embracing your journey with confidence, you step fully into your starseed legacy, paving the way for others who are just beginning to awaken to the vast, mysterious reality beyond the known. Your blood type is more than just a classification. It is a gateway to understanding your soul's origins, your unique spiritual gifts, and your purpose in this vast universe. As you embrace your lineage, remember, the mysteries of your blood are waiting to be discovered, and within you lies the power to unlock the ancient wisdom of the cosmos. Now we turn to you. Have you ever felt a connection between your blood type and your spiritual path? Let's subscribe and share your journey, and let's explore these cosmic mysteries together.
Have you ever wondered why, despite your love for God, your talents, and your desire to serve others, you still find yourself struggling financially? Why do those who are handpicked by God often face financial hardship while others seem to thrive effortlessly? Is it a punishment, or is there a deeper divine purpose behind it all? If you have been wrestling with these questions, you are not alone. Many of God's chosen people have faced financial difficulties, not as a sign of His absence, but as a strategic part of His plan for their growth, refinement, and ultimate success. This message will reveal powerful biblical truths about why chosen ones often endure financial struggles. It will shift your perspective, strengthen your faith, and equip you with the wisdom needed to navigate your current season. By the end, you will not only understand your financial challenges differently, but you will also see how they are shaping you for something far greater than you could ever imagine. I invite you to hit that subscribe button and join this journey of abundance. Like this video and comment, "I am ready." Stay with me until the end, as we will also pray a powerful prayer together, one that could open doors and lead you into a season of divine provision and breakthrough. When financial difficulties arise, it is natural to feel discouraged, abandoned, or even forgotten by God. The weight of unpaid bills, missed opportunities, and constant financial pressure can lead one to question their faith, wondering why God would allow such hardship. However, the truth is that financial struggles are not a sign of God's absence or punishment, but rather a divine tool He uses to prepare, refine, and strengthen His chosen ones for a greater purpose. Throughout the Bible, we see that God often allows His people to go through seasons of lack, not to destroy them, but to build them into who He has called them to be. One powerful example of this is the Israelites' journey through the wilderness. After being delivered from slavery in Egypt, they did not immediately enter the Promised Land. Instead, they wandered for 40 years. This period of hardship was not a mistake, nor was it a form of divine neglect. Rather, it was an intentional season of refinement, designed to teach them obedience, reliance on God, and trust in His provision. During this time, God provided for them in miraculous ways. Instead of allowing them to rely on agriculture or trade, He sent manna from heaven daily, reinforcing the truth that their survival was not dependent on material wealth or human effort, but on His divine provision. The lesson was clear: man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. Similarly, when chosen ones face financial struggles today, it is often because God is stripping away their false sense of security in money. Wealth, while useful, can sometimes become an idol, something people depend on instead of God. By allowing seasons of financial difficulty, God calls his people back to full dependence on him, reminding them that he alone is their provider. This period of hardship is not meant to destroy, but to prepare to cultivate faith, wisdom, humility, and resilience. If you are currently facing financial difficulties, take heart. This is not the end of your story, but a divine process meant to shape you for something greater. Trust that God is working behind the scenes, refining you and preparing you for the blessings that are yet to come. Your financial struggle is not a punishment. It is a tool in the hands of a loving Father who is molding you into the person he has destined you to be. One of the greatest spiritual dangers of financial abundance is the illusion of self-sufficiency. When money is plentiful, it is easy to believe that our security lies in our savings, careers, or investments rather than in God. Wealth, though a blessing, can quietly take the place of God in our hearts, making us more dependent on material possessions than on the one who provides them. This is why financial struggles often serve as a divine lesson, reminding us that our true source of provision and stability is not money, but God himself. Jesus directly addressed this in Matthew 6:24, saying, "No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money." These words are a clear warning. Wealth should never become our master. If we are not careful, money can slowly take control of our hearts, dictating our decisions, influencing our values, and ultimately drawing us away from God. For this reason, God sometimes allows his chosen ones to go through financial difficulties, not to harm them, but to teach them the foundational truth that he alone is their provider. When resources are scarce, we are compelled to turn to him in prayer, to trust him more deeply, and to experience his supernatural provision in ways we otherwise would not. True wealth is not measured by the size of our bank accounts, but by the depth of our reliance on God. When we place our trust in him rather than in money, we find a security that no financial crisis can shake. If you have God, you have everything. Money has a unique way of revealing a person's true character. Many believe that financial struggles are merely about a lack of money, but in reality, they are often tests of spiritual integrity and maturity. God uses financial hardship not just to refine our financial habits, but to examine the condition of our hearts. When money is scarce, our faith is tested. Will we remain devoted to God, or will we turn away in frustration and doubt? It is easy to trust God when everything is going well, but the real question is, will you remain faithful even when financial success is delayed? Will you continue to serve him when provision seems uncertain? These moments of struggle reveal what truly holds our loyalty, God or money. If we only worship him when he blesses us financially, then our faith is shallow and conditional. A powerful example of this is found in the story of Job. He was a righteous man who had great wealth, yet God allowed him to lose everything, his fortune, his health, and even his family. Despite his suffering, Job refused to turn his back on God. He endured the test, and because of his unwavering faith, God restored him twice as much as before. In the same way, financial struggles may be God's way of testing your readiness for greater blessings. If you remain steadfast, trusting him through the trials, he will reward your faithfulness. Your current hardships are not meant to break you, but to prepare you for the abundance he has planned for you. Pass the test, and you will be positioned for even greater blessings. God never promotes those who are not prepared. If He has called you to something great, He will first equip you through seasons of testing and refinement. One of the ways He does this is through financial struggles. Though it may seem like a setback, this season of lack is actually a time of preparation, where God develops the wisdom, discipline, and strength you will need to handle greater blessings in the future. Managing wealth is a responsibility, not just a privilege. If given too soon, riches can become a burden rather than a blessing. That is why God often allows His chosen ones to go through financial difficulties, to cultivate in them the humility, gratitude, and stewardship required to manage abundance properly. If you cannot handle a little, how can you be entrusted with much? A powerful biblical example of this is the life of Joseph. He was destined to rule over Egypt, but before he could step into that position, he endured years of hardship, betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and later imprisoned for a crime he did not commit. Joseph's journey was filled with trials. Yet, it was in those dark places that God shaped his character, strengthened his faith, and refined his leadership skills. When the time was right, God elevated him to a position of great influence, where he was responsible for saving an entire nation. Likewise, your financial struggles are not meant to harm you, but to prepare you for something far greater. When God finally releases the blessings He has in store for you, you will be ready to handle them with wisdom and purpose. This is not a delay, it is divine preparation for a future of impact and abundance. Trust the process, for God is making you ready. Not all financial struggles come as a result of poor decisions or lack of effort. Sometimes, the challenges you face are not about what you did wrong, but about who you are in God's kingdom. The enemy knows that if you are financially free, you will use your resources to bless others, support God's work, and break generational curses. That is why Satan actively works to hinder the financial prosperity of God's chosen ones, throwing up roadblocks, causing delays, and creating obstacles that make it difficult to move forward. The Bible reminds us in Ephesians 6:12, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world." This means that financial hardship is not always a natural issue, it can be a spiritual battle. The enemy wants to keep you in a state of struggle so that you feel discouraged, distracted, and even doubtful of God's promises. If he can convince you that you will always be lacking, he can weaken your faith and limit your impact. However, take heart. God is fighting for you. The enemy may try to block your financial breakthrough, but he cannot stop God's plan for your life. When you recognize that your struggles may be a result of spiritual warfare, you can begin to fight back through prayer, fasting, and unwavering faith. Trust that God is greater than any force that comes against you, and your financial breakthrough will come at the appointed time. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and what the enemy meant for evil, God will turn for your good. Stay strong, stay faithful, and watch how God moves on your behalf. Not everyone can handle wealth without it affecting their heart. While financial abundance can be a blessing, it also carries great spiritual risks. Many people, when given riches, gradually drift away from God. What was once a blessing becomes a distraction. Instead of using their wealth to serve God's kingdom, they become consumed with materialism, pride, and self-indulgence. The more they accumulate, the more they trust in their possessions rather than in the one who provided them. Proverbs 16:18 warns us, "Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall." Wealth has a way of making people feel invincible, leading them to believe they no longer need God. This false sense of security can cause spiritual downfall. History and scripture are filled with examples of people who prospered financially but lost their spiritual foundation along the way. If God is withholding financial blessings from you, it may not be a rejection, but a form of divine protection. He knows your heart better than anyone and understands what you can handle at this moment. If wealth would lead you away from him, he may be delaying financial abundance until your character is strong enough to sustain it. A premature rise to financial success could become a curse rather than a blessing. Instead of resenting financial limitations, see them as God's loving hand, shielding you from the unseen dangers of wealth. Trust that he will release his blessings at the right time when you are fully prepared to handle them wisely. God's timing is perfect, and his plans for you are always for your good. Stay faithful, seek him above all else, and when the time is right, he will bless you in ways that will strengthen your faith, not weaken it. Not all financial struggles are meant to break you. Some are meant to redirect you. There are times when financial hardship is not a punishment, but a sign that you are pursuing your own plans instead of God's. He may be closing financial doors in one area because he has something far greater in store for you. However, when we are too focused on our own desires, we may resist his redirection, mistaking it for failure rather than divine intervention. Colossians 3:2 reminds us, "Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things." This means that as believers, we should not measure success solely by financial gain, but by how aligned we are with God's purpose for our lives. If you find yourself constantly struggling financially, it may be time to step back and ask, am I truly walking in God's will, or am I chasing my own ambitions? Sometimes we push forward with our own plans, convinced that financial success is the ultimate goal, only to find that God is gently but firmly steering us in a different direction. Perhaps he is calling you into ministry, a new career, or a mission that does not promise immediate wealth but carries eternal significance. Rather than resisting these closed doors, embrace them as opportunities to seek his guidance and realign your path with his divine plan. If you are experiencing financial struggles, take it as an opportunity to reflect, pray, and ask God what he's trying to show you. His plans are always greater than ours, and when we trust him, he will provide in ways beyond what we could ever imagine. What seems like a setback today may actually be the first step toward your true calling and destiny. God allows his chosen ones to go through financial hardship, not only for their own growth, but also to cultivate empathy and compassion for others. When you have personally experienced lack, you develop a deeper understanding of what it means to struggle. This first-hand experience softens your heart, making you more willing to help those in need, be generous when you are blessed, and show kindness to those facing similar challenges. It is easy to overlook the struggles of others when you have never faced them yourself. But when you have endured financial hardship, when you have felt the weight of unpaid bills, the uncertainty of not knowing where your next meal will come from, or the frustration of doors closing on opportunities, you gain a new perspective. You begin to see people not just with your eyes, but with your heart. 2 Corinthians 1:4 reminds us, he comforts us in all our troubles so that we can comfort those in any trouble. This means that the same God who walks with you through your struggles is equipping you to do the same for others. Your season of financial difficulty is not in vain. It is preparing you to be a blessing to someone else in the future. When God brings you into abundance, your past struggles will remind you to be generous. Instead of hoarding wealth, you will recognize the importance of giving, sharing, and lifting others up. You will understand that true riches are not measured by what you accumulate, but by how you use what you have to serve God and help his people. If you are facing financial struggles today, know that God is not only shaping your character, but also preparing you to be a vessel of his love, mercy, and provision for others. For some, financial struggles are not just personal battles, but part of a greater spiritual assignment, breaking a generational curse of poverty. If financial hardship has been a recurring theme in your family for generations, it is possible that God has chosen you to break the cycle. You're not just fighting for yourself, but paving the way for future generations to experience financial freedom and divine provision. Many families remain trapped in poverty due to patterns of poor financial management, fear, lack of knowledge, or even spiritual strongholds that have kept them in a cycle of lack. However, through Christ, these curses can be broken. Galatians 3:13 reminds us, Christ redeemed us from the curse of the law. This means that no matter what your family history looks like, you have the power through faith to rewrite your financial legacy. Breaking a generational curse requires wisdom, discipline, and spiritual perseverance. It means learning to manage money with biblical principles, practice good stewardship, and trust God's provision instead of living in fear of lack. It may also require making difficult choices, such as avoiding debt, seeking financial education, and being disciplined in saving and giving. If you are enduring financial hardship, do not see it as just a personal burden. See it as an opportunity. God is using you as a vessel to bring change. Your obedience today will create a new path for your children and grandchildren. The struggles you face now are building a foundation of financial wisdom and faith that will bless generations to come. Stand firm, trust God, and know that you are breaking barriers that have held your family back for too long. One of the most powerful lessons God teaches through financial struggles is the ability to trust Him, even when you cannot see a way out. True faith is not about believing when everything is going well. It is about holding on to God's promises even when circumstances seem hopeless. When resources are scarce and financial security seems distant, God is asking, "Will you still trust me?" Hebrews 11:1 declares, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." This means that faith is not based on what is visible, but on the unshakable belief that God is working, even when we do not understand how. Can you still have faith when your bank account is empty? Can you still praise Him when the bills are piling up? If you can, then you are developing the kind of faith that can move mountains. Angela's story serves as a powerful warning. She was a young woman who came from poverty but worked tirelessly to build a successful career. As her wealth grew, so did her distance from God. She became consumed with financial success, prioritizing money over her faith. She stopped praying, stopped going to church, and placed her trust in her own abilities rather than in God. Her downfall came swiftly. Her business collapsed, her marriage crumbled, and everything she had worked for vanished. But in her lowest moment, she realized that true wealth is not found in money, but in God. She turned back to Him, understanding that no amount of riches could replace His presence in her life. Let Angela's story be a reminder. Wealth can disappear, but faith in God lasts forever. If you are struggling financially, see it as an opportunity to build unshakable faith, the kind that stands strong whether you have little or much. God is your provider, and He will never fail you. You are in a season of preparation, refinement, and testing. When the time is right, He will open doors that no man can shut. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank You for Your divine plan. We trust that You are preparing us for greater blessings. Strengthen our faith, teach us to rely on You, and lead us into financial freedom in Your perfect timing. In Jesus' name, Amen. If this message has touched your heart, share it with someone who needs encouragement. Your breakthrough is coming.